It's now time for me to create another Kaufmo video, in which I will reveal to you who truly betrayed Kaufmo and demonstrate that Kaufmo knew exactly what was going to happen to him. Hi everyone! And let's go! Let's dive right in and enjoy our wonderful digital video. What if Kaufmo the clown just succeeded in his obstacle and changed into this monster on purpose? You might wonder why I took it, and I realize it seems weird. Permit me to clarify. There are exits everywhere in his room. No way out. No way out. He thought that Kane was the malicious overseer who was harassing them. Additionally, the clown's obsession was leaving the virtual circus, and as if Pomni had discovered the door, Kaufmo went inside as well as witnessing it. The drawings he made of the same enigmatic and dark areas where poverty roamed in the pilot episode serve as proof of this. However, as we already know, there could not be a way out of this virtual world, but just another place Kane created in accordance with the desires of the people living in the circus. However, Kane hasn't showed it to anyone yet because it's not finalized. Kaufmo realized once more that there is no way out of the circus because this place is unfinished and glitchy. Harmony's state following what he had witnessed suggested that the clown was definitely completely apathetic. Kaufmo decided to act in a very desperate manner after taking a stroll around the well-known office complex. In a single artwork, he is shown standing before an abstracted depiction of himself. Kaufmo sketched it before transforming into a monster, which explains the inscription. It was almost happening even as he sat down and carefully sketched the picture. However, he didn't even object or make any kind of effort to stop it for whatever reason. Kaufmo asked only one question to himself. Why? Why is this taking place? Why does it come out of everyone who goes crazy? And if he's content to make fun of them, why does Kane find it so offensive? Next, we see the writing on one of the paintings. What does the clown hear at the exit? And then it reappears only in his bed, but exit is mute. Thus, something or someone must have given him ideas that drove him insane, something that caused Kaufmo to willingly become a monster that was abstracted. I believe Kaufmo was aware that all abstract monsters possessed cane throws, and that all abstracted monsters were restricted to the basement, a place that is unavoidably walled off to everyone living in the digital circus, and accessible only to abstracted monsters that are also depicted in one of Kaufmo's room's photos. It might be in the basement rather than in the areas behind the enigmatic door. What if the path out is abstracted? In light of all of this, the outcome is as follows. Kaufmo made the desperate decision to try to enter the cellar in the final hope of leaving the incredible digital circus, the one place he hasn't yet ventured, and the potential location of the actual circus exit. But regrettably, we can see that Calvino has finally lost his mind and his old self, so he will never know. He simply attacks everything he sees, not only unable to recognize his pals, but also failing to comprehend their remarks. In my opinion, even if our clown is indeed someplace in the basement, he is not likely to search for an escape in such a situation. However, who could force Kaufmo to transform into a creature that was abstracted? The solution to this query will be provided to you shortly. But first, tell us who you think truly came up with this horrible concept for Kaufmo's head in the comments section. All residents of the digital circus are aware that abstracted are incapable of controlling themselves, and even minor errors cause them excruciating suffering that would be impossible for a sick head to experience. The notion that he can escape by total deprivation of reason. And I strongly suspect that Kaufmo was prodded toward this realization by one of the locals. However, who would exert such pressure on a clown? It's evident from the artwork on his room's wall that Kaufmo had a severe fear of their administrator, Kane. I was among many who believed that the Kane was the guilty party in this instance. However, after careful consideration, I concluded that our toothed Kane is not at all at fault. Although I believe he does not want to abstract players because it is essentially an undesired game disturbance, he genuinely enjoys making fun of all the locals. Furthermore, a clown with that mindset could never trust him. Jack seems to me to be more suspect. He possesses the keys to every character's chamber, for reasons that are unclear. He deceives everyone all the time, tears off other people's body parts, abandons pals when they are in danger, sets things up, and makes fun of others. The fact that Jax was the last person to see Kaufmo before the clown changed into an abstract monster is what matters most, though. Jack states unequivocally that he recently left his bowling ball in Kaufmo's room. Jax could slyly quip that perhaps Kaufmo might abstract himself in order to escape the digital circus, because he was present when Kaufmo locked himself in and refused to speak to anyone at the time. It seemed as though no one saw him and they were both making fun of him. Nonetheless, in light of all this information, Jax is innocent of abstraction, just like Kane is. Gooseworx merely wants us to believe that way in order to deflect attention from the true perpetrator of the ceaseless clown's craziness. Had Jax been aware of it, he would have gone to capture the glowing ice instead of going with Regatha and Pomni, where he fled upon witnessing this horrific spectacle. Jax loves himself more than anyone else in the circus. Therefore, he won't put himself in such serious danger, not even for the purpose of an alibi. Kinger may have implanted all of this in Kaufmo's mind because Kaufmo brought up Dark Clown during his discussion with Pomni. But in this case, he is, after all, totally innocent. Simply glance at Kinger. He has lost himself and has no idea what the future holds for him. I get the impression that Kinger's primary concern is how he's going to be able to survive here for a year or more, without going utterly crazy. Regatha has always been upbeat, and even though she thought Kaufmo jokes were weird and funny, she was still unable to turn someone into an abstracted monster because all of her goals and deeds were intended to lift everyone's spirits in the virtual circus. The character who stayed in the background during the pilot episode did not draw much attention from viewers, and expressed no desire to join the dazzling adventure, is actually the real antagonist in this tale. Zubal, not to see Kaufmo. You could actually hear her even after she had removed every bodily part from her mouth. Kaufmo gave up so quickly. It amazes me. We will now proceed to substantiate our claims. Many have noted that the Last Supper artwork, which portrays Jesus Christ's final lunch with his disciples the day before his crucifixion, and the concluding scene of the pilot episode of the amazing digital circus are strikingly similar. But this isn't only a passing remark. Rather, it's a clear indication to us that one of the disciples is a traitor who would soon betray his mentor, as Jesus tells the others. As in Jesus' original work, the Messiah is always seated in the center, and the person immediately to his left is always going to be revealed as a traitor, a la Judas Iscariot. This is also true of all pop culture parodies. A crucial aspect to note is that Judas observes everything silently while sitting with his elbow resting on the table, while everyone else converses inhustily amongst themselves. But rather a crucial story point in which Pomni is the Messiah who has come to this incredible virtual circus to save the other characters. But from what or what, that's it. Put likes, write comments, and subscribe to the channel to support me and get my videos seen by more people. And also, do not miss my new videos. Good luck to everyone. Bye bye bye.